You ever seen an animal so strange that your brain tries to reboot mid-stare? Like, what am I even looking at right now? Meet the eye, a creature people think they understand right up until the moment they actually see it. This is the largest nocturnal primate in the world, found only in Madagascar, sneaking through the rainforest like a shadow with whiskers. And visually, imagine a gremlin, a bat, and a cartoon character that escaped before the animators finished the final draft. It's the kind of animal that makes your instincts whisper, is that even real? Hello wild vibers, Vibes of a Wildlife here. Welcome to another video where we dive into the heart, humor, and unexpected life lessons from the animal kingdom. The wildest thing isn't how it looks, it's how the world reacts to it. In some local folklore, the eye is seen as a sign of bad luck. Sometimes it's even killed on sight. Not because it's dangerous, but because it's misunderstood. And yet, this animal doesn't just survive in spite of being weird, it survives because it's weird. Every odd feature is a masterclass in evolution and purpose. Before we begin, like, share, and subscribe. Think of it as tossing a little fruit snack to the channel. It feeds the algorithm, keeps our curiosity growing, and let me know you want more creatures that rewrite the rules. Alright, before we judge something by instinct, let's get to know how it's put together in the first place. Before we get into the features, let's get one thing straight. The eye is a primate. That's important, and not in the someone on the internet said it, so we're just rolling with it way. I mean biologically. It's a primate because it shares key traits with us and our distant cousins. Forward-facing eyes built for depth perception, flexible hands and fingers designed for gripping, a larger brain compared to its body, and specialized teeth. So yes, the eye is technically in the same broad family as lemurs, monkeys, apes, and us. It's that relative you can't deny at the family reunion, even if you need a minute to process the outfit. And here's something people absolutely don't expect. The eye is the largest nocturnal primate in the world. On average, they're about the size of a house cat, around 2 to 3 feet long including that dramatic tail, which doesn't sound huge until you remember that most nocturnal primates are tiny. Bush babies, tarsiers, mouse lemurs. We're talking pocket-sized night dwellers. The eye is the heavyweight of the night shift. It owns the dark not because it's scary or loud, but because it's built for it. Those long limbs, the powerful tail for balance, the oversized ears. All of it supports that nighttime lifestyle. It's considered a lemur, but it's so unique that scientists had to give it its own category within the lemur family tree. The biological equivalent of saying, yes, you belong here, but also, you clearly have your own thing going on. Behavior-wise, the eye is a nocturnal introvert. It spends its night moving among the treetops, exploring branches like a furry little detective who refuses to rush. Methodical, intentional, like someone holding a mug of tea, walking slowly around their apartment at midnight, deep in thought. But the tea is insects, the apartment is a rainforest. When the sun rises, it curls up in a nest made of leaves, high in the canopy, like someone who just finished a night shift and will absolutely not be answering texts until further notice. Habitat-wise, it's exclusive. Only Madagascar. That's the entire natural range. One island, one world. Picture dense rainforest, canopies like layered architecture, shadows moving like water. Madagascar is already known for being home to species that exist nowhere else. And the eye might be the most. How did evolution even? Example. Now, the anatomy, because this animal looks like evolution threw out the standard template and said, let's improvise. The teeth, ever growing incisors, like a rodent, power tools built into the skull. They bite through wood and nuts, like they've got work orders to fill. These teeth never stop. Persistence with a bite. The ears, big, satellite dish shaped, always tuned, capable of hearing insects crawling inside wood. Imagine having hearing so good you can hear someone open a snack bag in the garage and you're in the living room. You'll never miss anything. The eye doesn't miss anything either. Then, the middle finger, the one that gets all the attention, thin, skeletal, double jointed to the point where it feels like it broke the rule book. This thing taps like Morse code against tree bark. Echolocation, but with vibes. Then scoops insects out like a claw machine designed by nature. It's bizarre. It's brilliant. The tail, dramatic. Longer than the body. Looks like a feather duster with attitude. Used for balance like a tightrope artist, and for communication like a furry exclamation point. It sways its punctuation to every movement, like a signature. And those eyes, big and unblinking, built for the night. No nonsense. They don't need to be cute. Cuteness is optional, when you can see life coming before it sees you. Here's the life lesson, tucked between all those oddities. Sometimes the traits that make you stand out are the traits that help you win. The things that feel too much or too different might be your advantage in the right environment. The I isn't trying to fit in. It's not shrinking to make others comfortable. It's built for what it's built for, and that's enough. Now that we've seen how the II is built, let's look at why those features aren't just random. They're part of a genius plan. Here's where things get beautifully strange. The II doesn't just look unique, it hunts in a way that no other primate on Earth does. It practices something called percussive foraging, which sounds like it should be a class at a music conservatory, but it's actually a hunting strategy. The II taps on branches and logs with that long, skeletal finger, sending vibrations through the wood like it's scanning for secrets. And what it's listening for is the echo, the sound that tells it that there's an insect or larva hiding inside. And here's a comparison I love. The II detects those larvae the same way a doctor uses a stethoscope. It listens for signs of life beneath the surface. That's how precise its hearing and tapping is. This is the only primate on the planet that hunts like this. Not one of the only, the only. The blueprint starts and ends with the II. Once it finds its target, the process is straight to the point. Think of it like a tiny, eerie little workflow. Tap, listen, bite, scoop. It doesn't chase. It doesn't wrestle. It doesn't waste energy it doesn't need to. It's like watching someone who knows exactly who they are and exactly what they came to do. There's something admirable about that. And here's the part that always gets me. Its diet isn't limited to bugs. We're talking fruit, seeds, nectar, fungi, even coconuts when the opportunity is right. And the way it handles a coconut is almost surgical. It uses those ever-growing teeth like built-in power tools, gnawing a neat hole straight through the shell, something most animals can't even begin to dent. Then it slips that long middle finger inside, scoops out exactly what it wants, the soft coconut flesh and the sweet coconut water inside. The good part, the tender center, the stuff we pay extra for at smoothie shops. It doesn't pulverize the coconut, it just accesses the premium content and keeps it moving. Efficiency with taste. It's strategic. It knows the menu changes depending on what the forest is offering. And because of that, the II plays a role in the ecosystem most people never consider. It's pest control. It's seed dispersal. It's maintaining rainforest health without ever needing applause for it. There's something poetic about an animal helping the world around it simply by being itself. To me, this is the perfect example of evolution as innovation, not coincidence. It's proof that nature doesn't always follow the rules. Sometimes it breaks them intentionally. The II carved out a niche so specific, no one else even tries to compete. And I think that there's a lesson tucked in there. It doesn't try to be everything. It doesn't try to be everywhere. It chose a lane so unique, the traffic disappeared. And that's a concept a lot of us can take with us into our lives. Finding the thing we do that's so unmistakably ours. The idea so uniquely tailored to our shape that comparison stops mattering. The II thrives not because it blends in, but because it stopped pretending it needs to. Difference became direction. Limitation became specialty. Unusual became advantage. But being different doesn't always make life easy, especially when the world misunderstands you. Being different can be a gift, but sometimes it comes with a cost, and the II is a reminder of that. In parts of Madagascar, There's a long-standing belief that seeing an eye is an omen of death. Not a metaphor, not a superstition that people shrug off. A literal belief that this animal brings tragedy. And because of that, some eyes are killed on sight. Not for food, not for protection, just fear. Fear of the unfamiliar. Fear of something that doesn't look right by our standards. In some of these communities, the act of killing an eye isn't treated as just a response to bad luck. It's followed by specific rituals meant to block the curse they believe comes with the animal. Families might perform cleansing ceremonies, make offerings to ancestors, or place protective charms around their homes. It's as if ending the animal's life is only the first step. Now they must also prove they stop the bad luck from attaching to them. Whether these practices bring comfort or reinforce fear, they show how deeply these beliefs are woven into local tradition. And when you combine that superstition with the very real issue of habitat loss, the situation gets heavy. Rainforests in Madagascar are being cut down for farming, logging, development. The home is shrinking. So it's not just running from fear, it's running out of space. There are fewer places to hide, fewer places to hunt, fewer safe corners of the world where just being itself doesn't put it in danger. Declining habitat plus superstition equals a species trying to survive while the ground beneath it disappears. But there's hope. And I think it's important to say that out loud. There are conservation groups working to protect eyes, giving them legal protection and status. Sanctuaries in Madagascar are providing safe environments. Breeding programs are helping build backup populations. Scientists are researching their behavior so people can understand them beyond the superstition. They're not giving up on this animal. They're saying, this life has value, whether you understand it or not. Still, it makes you think. How many times have we judged something or someone based on how they look? How many stories do we accept as truth before we ever ask for proof? The eye's face alone has shaped its fate. Big eyes, unusual fingers, a little eerie if you don't know what you're looking at, and suddenly it's labeled as evil. That's the power and danger of assumption. Here's the life lesson, sitting quietly in the corner. You can't control the stories people tell about you, but you can control the truth you live. The eye isn't out here trying to fix its reputation. It's not begging to be understood. It continues doing what it's built to do. It hunts, it survives, it helps the forest thrive. And maybe that's enough. Maybe part of the journey is learning to let the world catch up to who you've always been. So I want to ask you, and feel free to answer this in the comments if it feels right. What's something people often misunderstand about you at first glance? I'm genuinely curious, because I think a lot of us have more in common with this animal than we realize. For a creature that lives in the shadows, the eye has a lot to teach us about showing up in the world. When you look at the eye through the lens of function instead of appearance, something shifts. You start to see the blueprint. The traits that seem wrong by traditional standards are actually precision tools. That finger that looks too thin, it's a key. Those teeth that seem too sharp, they're engineered for access. The eye isn't failing at being a normal primate. It's excelling at being itself. And that's the first lesson. Specialization isn't limitation. It's evolution choosing focus. It's life narrowing the lens on purpose, not by accident. We're often told to be well-rounded, be everything, say yes to every opportunity. But the eye is a reminder that sometimes the win comes from choosing a lane so specific, other people don't even realize it's a road. Unconventional doesn't mean unworthy. Sometimes unconventional is exactly what the environment needs. When the world sees strange, nature might see strategy. When people see a problem, the eye sees potential. It's not trying to match a blueprint someone else made. It's operating from one that was built for it, not against it. And maybe that's permission we all need sometimes. To stop apologizing for the tools life gave us just because they don't look like anyone else's. And here's the part I think a lot of us feel in our bones. Your version of success might not match the blueprint others expect. And that's okay. If the ii tried to be a regular primate, it would lose. If it tried to chase prey, it would starve. If it tried to blend in, it would disappear. It wins by leaning into what makes it different. It adapts not by becoming something else, but by becoming more itself. That's not ego, that's evolution. So what do we take from that? Uniqueness is power, not a liability. When you reposition a thing you've been told is too much, not enough, too weird, or too different as the very thing that sets you apart in the best way, the story changes. Your story changes. The II isn't proof that being different is easy. It's proof that being different can be effective. Its entire existence is an adaptation through identity. So what does all this mean for us? And why does the II deserve a spot in your memory long after this video ends? At the end of the day, the II is strange, smart, misunderstood, and spectacular. A masterclass in how something unexpected can still be essential. It's proof that value doesn't always announce itself in a familiar shape, and that every creature has a purpose, even when the world hasn't figured out how to see it yet. And that's why it matters. And that's why it deserves space and respect in the ecosystem it supports. And honestly, that's why we're here, where we dive into the heart, humor, and unexpected life lessons from the animal kingdom, giving spotlight to species that don't usually get it, the ones that challenge our assumptions, and maybe even the ones that helps us understand ourselves a little better. So, if this sparked something for you, tell me in the comments what animal we should explore next. And before you head out, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Feed the algorithm like an ii tapping for grubs. It keeps the curiosity flowing and help our little corner of the internet grow. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious, stay kind to the weirdos. Evolution loves an underdog, so embrace your inner ii